What is going on? Shirtless match day here for yet another video. So please subscribe. So we're going to talk about the lineup that will probably win Real Madrid trophies next season. All right. So I'm going to break down the players that will make the first team and the formation that Real Madrid should play next year to win trophies and potentially the treble. Now, I've chose a 4-2-3-1 formation. If you've watched the Real Madrid preseason, you've seen that Mourinho has really played the 4-2-3-1 formation quite often during preseason. So now I'm going to put in the players that I believe should be in the first team and that could actually win Real Madrid trophies if they play these players all the time. Now, of course, as a goalkeeper, it's going to have to be Courtois. Courtois is, in my opinion, the best player, the best goalkeeper in the entire world. So Courtois is going to be the goalkeeper that has to start for Real Madrid without a single doubt. He is, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the world. So we have Courtois as the goalkeeper that should start for Real Madrid. Now, going on from there, let's talk about the Real Madrid defense. We're going to have, in my opinion, because Madrid need creativity. And I know that Dumfries is a better defensive player than Trent, but Trent brings in great passes, creativity. So I think Trent should be the right back. Madrid didn't get Rodri, and I feel like they need a lot more creative players to make up for not getting Rodri. So making Trent start over Dumfries, in my opinion, is the way forward. Now, going on from there, we have two central defense spots, and I'm honestly going to put Rudiger. He brings in experience, and you may say Konate is a player, but Rudiger brings in experience to that rather young defensive line. He's a great defender. Yes, he's getting older, but when it comes to Rudiger's defense and his ability to read the game, Rudiger is really good. So Rudiger should start, in my opinion. And after, I'm going to put Dean Howson. Howson brings in a different kind of defensive aptitude to that lineup. He isn't as great defensively as Rudiger or even Konate. However, Howson has had a pretty solid preseason, and I feel like his passing is extremely good for a defender. He can pass long balls. He can do, long passes, short passes. He's the best defensive passer in that Real Madrid team. So Howson, in my opinion, should start against bringing creativity to get the ball from defense to attack or from defense to midfield. He's a great passer that can provide that kind of vision and passing. So Howson starts. Now, left back, without a doubt, that would be Cucurella. Cucurella is, in my opinion, top 3 left back in the world right now, particularly after that great World Cup he had with Spain just over a month ago. He shut down his flank. In fact, he completely dominated Elise in that France-Spain game, and he's definitely has to start. He brings in attacking and defending. Cucurella starts over any other left back Real have right now. So that is the defensive lineup that I have so far that Madrid should start throughout next season. Now, again, this has been a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now we have two central midfielders, and Madrid have an abundance of central midfielders they could play right now. I'm going to go with the first central midfielder. I'm going to go with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva really impressed me during the preseason. Again, Madrid did not get Rodri. They didn't get Rodri. So Bernardo has he has a huge, responsibility to be that creative player that basically does what Rodri does. Defend, but also have vision, pass the ball, get the ball from midfield to attack. And Bernardo Silva, from what I've seen in preseason so far, he brings in that kind of passing expertise. He played on the Pep for a long time. So he knows all about passing, vision, creativity. Bernardo Silva has to start in that midfield, particularly as Real Madrid need as much creativity as possible. Now, alongside Bernardo Silva, I'm going to have to put, in my opinion, Tchouaméni. Now, people complain about how Tchouaméni isn't a creative player, no great passer. That's true, but Tchouaméni is a great defender, defensive midfielder. He can defend the ball. He's always there to block passes, make great defensive plays. And if you're going to allow Bernardo Silva to be that, central creative clog, he needs someone beside him that can protect him and take on more defensive responsibilities. So I'm going to put Tchouaméni to start. People say shirtless over Fede Valverde. Yes, I think Tchouaméni just brings in that defensive solidarity that Real need, particularly if Trent's going to be attacking and Cucurella. We need Tchouaméni back to defend with Rudiger and Hausen. So that's the central midfield that Madrid should start with next season. Now, we're going to play now on the left side here. So who starts on the right side of my screen? Who starts on the right? Without a single doubt, it has to be the 140 million signing. And his name is, if I can remember, Yan Diomande. Yan Diomande, without a doubt, it has to start on that right. However, if you're going to spend money on a player like this, he has to start. And what I've seen so far from previous games in the German league as well and the Spanish league, he is like a really special player. Is he worth the money? Time will tell. But Yan Diomande has to start in this lineup without a single doubt. So you don't spend 140 million on the player without him starting. Now, let's go on to the number 10 role. The midfielder that will play just above Bernardo and Tchouaméni. And that's very hard, but that's because, in my opinion, it's between Jude and Arda Güler. Arda Güler had an amazing pre-season. He did. Now, there's two ways to go about this. You either go with, okay, we spent money on Jude Bellingham, we have to play him, or we go by who's actually by merit, who's actually played very well during preseason. Jude just came out from preseason last week, so he hasn't had much games, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go by what I've seen in preseason between Jude and Arda Güler. I'm gonna go by that. And I know this sounds crazy, but Arda Güler has to be in that midfield. I'm gonna put Arda Güler ahead of Jude to start so far next season. And that sounds crazy, but again, I liked what I saw from Arda during preseason, the creativity, the passing, the movement, the defending as well, the creativity, the chances created. I feel like Arda Güler has shown that he should be starting in that number 10 role. Arda Güler is far more effective when he's playing closer to goal than him playing in midfield. Let's not play a 4-3-3 formation. Let's not do that. 4-2-3-1 is the best for Real Madrid, and they need that creative player as a number 10. For me, it's Arda Güler over Jude so far. That may change, and I know that sounds crazy, but I'm putting Arda over Jude. Some may say, do you put Jude, in the Bernardo Silva role? I'm going by what I saw in preseason. I liked what I saw from Bernardo Silva. Jude has to fight for his spot. And I feel like Jude is better when he's closer to goal. So Jude in that number 10 role works very great. But I saw Arda Güler play very, very well. I'm going to put Arda Güler in the number 10 role. Now, on the left side of the pitch, we all know who it is. It's the man who renewed for another, 6 years? That is Vinicius Junior. Okay. Why is he not coming up? Junior. Where's Vinny Junior? Vinny? Let me try doing Vinny. There he is, Vinny Junior. So Vinicius Junior on the left has to, of course, start. They renewed him for a lot of money. We know his quality. We know, in my opinion, top 3 left winger in the world. Vinicius Junior, that left wing is his. He has to start, and if he can replicate his 03 to 2023 to 2024 form, or even his 2021 to 2022 form, Madrid could start bringing in some massive trophies next year. So Vini Jr. on the left has to start. I'm going to put the guy, of course, who had an amazing World Cup season as our striker. That's Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, of course, has to start. Best striker in the world on his best day. Top scorer in La Liga, Champions League and World Cup last year. Not only missed out on the World Cup final last year or a month ago. So Mbappe has to, in my opinion, start. He's the best striker. And we saw a few places this preseason from Mbappe. He looked good. He looked very, very sharp. Very, very sharp. So this is a team that should start based on quality, based on preseason. Now, you may say Tchouaméni didn't play much during preseason. Fede should be there. But again, if you want to have a balance in our team, Tchouaméni is much more of a better defensive midfielder than Fede Valverde. So he has to be that player to protect House and Rudiger. Ronaldo does to pay Jan and Vini. You may say that Jude is better than Arda Güler. However, during preseason, Jude didn't play much or didn't play at all. And Arda Güler had a very strong preseason. I feel like Arda Güler has won the trust of Jose Mourinho. And Arda Güler may be the Mesut Ozil 13 years ago or 6 ago. Wow, time flies really fast. So that's why I'm putting Arda there. Trent over Dumfries, yes, because Trent brings in incredible passing. Trent is the best right back passer in the entire world, and Madrid needed as much creativity as possible, particularly how they couldn't get Rodri. Now, if they did get Rodri, I would actually potentially put Dumfries here. But now that Rodri is at Barcelona, Trent, Bernardo, Arda Güler have to be their main creative outlets, the main creative players. Bernardo controlling the game, Arda making those final passes to Mbappe, Trent getting those balls in to Mbappe, crosses, passes. So these three players, actually Vini as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, Madrid have to rely on them for creativity without a single doubt. Vini will be, who have to be a very creative player. I think Vini is the best in the world when he has a sidekick and when he's not trying to be the main man. We saw it with Benzema. We saw it with, we saw it in the 2023-2024 season with, I forgot his name, but he scored those 2 goals against Bayern and Vini. So when Vini is playing off a striker and, Vini can, dictate that left wing, Vini is the best in the world in doing that. And he brings in great passes, great through balls. So this is the team to start next year so far in the first few months. And this is the team that can actually win the treble. This is the team that can win the treble for Real Madrid next year. Madrid have not won the treble. Could this be the year to do so? A lot is hanging on this year because Madrid have gone 2 years trophyless. They have to win, in my opinion, at least 2 major trophies, one of it being La Liga next year. So this is a team that could, win it all next year. We shall see. I'm sure this match day. If you've enjoyed my video so far, please subscribe. Show some support. Like the video as well. And I'll see you all on the next video. Thank you very much.